Hello, hello, Scorpio. Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your March 2025 monthly reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Scorpio, welcome to March 2025. There are a lot of shifts in the cosmos this month. We have Venus going retrograde. We have a Mercury retrograde. We have the kickoff of eclipse season rolling into April. We also have the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere, the autumn equinox in the southern, and it is the start of the astrological new year. So the sun enters Aries. So as you can see, there's a lot going on for you this month, and we're going to take a look at how these energies impact you personally, financially. We'll look at your health, relationships, and all areas of life. Let's see what is going on here for Scorpio. Well, you do have some really beautiful things coming in here, but I also see you are taking back your power. Yeah, there's an energy here of taking back your power this month. And I feel like it has to do with realigning, reconfiguring here. You have the sustainer as your archetype. So let's dive into your reading, Scorpio. Kicking you off with the key themes for the month. We have creativity. This is a heightened month of creativity for you where you're more apt to feel inspired, maybe even taking creative action as we are knee deep in Pisces season, which is your fellow water sign. And it's very imaginative and creative and inventive. And because we have some of the planets going retrograde, this is a good time to go within. And I feel like you have some new ideas. You may be reconfiguring how to express yourself in new levels. This is about talent, and you may be contemplating tapping into your hidden talent. This can be untapped potential, and also about discovery. There could be new things within yourself that you are discovering in the month of March. I also see when this comes to career or creative projects, this is something you love, right? This is you tapping into what fulfills you on a deep soul level. And this may even have to do with your own intuition, listening to your intuition, because your creativity is heightened through listening to your intuition. And I'm also sensing here when it comes to relationships, I feel like you could be discovering some new things between you and another. We do have the Emperor showing up here with the Queen of Cups. So I feel like there is some sort of partnership, which we'll talk about love and partners here in a bit. But I feel like there's some creative new ways to approach the dynamic around partnerships. And that's a big part of Venus energy. Now, you have self-love as one of your key themes here as well. So self-love is about acceptance and compassion. This is rest, allowing yourself the time to rest this month if need be, and to maybe heal, go within, as I mentioned. And that is what is going to help you feel more confident, because there is a returning sense of confidence that I'm picking up on as you reclaim your personal power. And that could be this Emperor here for you as well. The Emperor could be you, stepping into your power by choosing to accept the things that you cannot change, right? And the wisdom to know the difference, because it looks like you've been through some sort of a loss. You've been through some sort of, a Five of Cups moment where there may have been disappointment, maybe even betrayal. There could have been emotional loss or mourning that had taken place. And you may have went within to really heal, to allow yourself space to grieve. But I feel like this is a time where you are you're looking at everything from a new lens. Past pain may even be receding as you fully embrace and embody self-love. And we have here Soul Tribe. Beautiful. Soul Tribe is coming up because you are taking a look at your people, at your tribe, at your community, your sense of belonging, your place in the world. And this is about friendships and family. It's about other like-minded individuals and also people who share your journey and maybe people who do not share in the same journey, because that is all what is getting looked at in this Venus retrograde period. And I feel like you are making way for new energies to enter your world with this Six of Pentacles here. So bottom of the deck, we have Law of Attraction. It's important here that you keep this positive or abundant mindset, even through some of the delays or some of the miscommunications or challenges that may present themselves in the month of March. Be mindful of the thoughts that you have, because this is a positive time for you. I really feel that way. And there's been some energies that there's been a lot of disruption, a lot of towers, a lot of reversals. But Scorpio, you have all upright cards here. And I do feel like you are reclaiming a part of yourself that may have felt a little bit lost. This would be a wonderful month to reflect on your goals, short-term and long-time, maybe even create a vision board. And I love when this card shows up because I always see a vision board and Spirit will give me an important part of the board that you are manifesting. Spirit, which one is this here? Left, centered left. Okay, if you have a vision board, Scorpio, I want you to look at the center of your vision board and then scooch over a little bit to the left. So it could be left center of your vision board is what you are focusing on attracting this month. And it is about magnetizing. Your energy is highly magnetic. You do have the Nine of Cups. So there's a wish that you are working on. And I feel like you can maybe start to see the evidence of this taking place. Or it could even be that you're getting out of a period of loss or loss of direction where you're really reevaluating what is important to you this month. All right, let's tap into health. Now you have one card out here, and this has been coming up for every sign, the Emperor. It is Aries energy, and the Emperor, it can represent isolation at times when it comes to health, and it can also represent injuries inflicted in anger. So for example, someone storms out of a room, they stub their toe, right? It can even be like road rage in a sense. So just be mindful of energies that involve anger, because you don't want to inflict or cause harm, of course, due to health, mental, physical, emotional health. And the Emperor can also be about starting a new exercise regime that gets your blood pumping, that gets your muscles moving. Now, sometimes the Emperor rules the head and the face. This can be blood and muscles as well. So maybe taking a look at, muscular, like the muscular system here. I feel like retraining the muscles in the body, and it's kind of like the brain as well. There's something with the brain being a muscle. You have to train it every day, just like you would your body. So I feel like mental health is important here for you as well. Some of you could even have some old sports injuries or old injuries that kind of come up at this time with retrograde. And I feel if you have anything that is left over from the past with this Five of Cups, any unresolved emotions. I am getting something with the shoulder as well, shoulder or even back. There could be some old issues that tend to come up. This may even have to do with scar tissue, or some of you could even have scars. But I feel like it's important to get moving here in the month of March, or drop into the body. Now, I'm also getting here for you, I'm getting the Strength card, even though I don't see it. So some of you, this is strength training, but I feel like there could be issues with exhaustion or overworking, or maybe even burning the candle at both ends, or unhealthy lifestyle habits. So be mindful of those issues. Some of you, there could be issues around intimacy as well. And this could be a good time to maybe strengthen those core parts of the body. I'm getting the heart, the back, the ribs, the spine, and maybe even the sides of the torso. And the strength energy that I'm picking up on can also be heart, circulation, spine, and one sense of vitality. And also, it's interesting, I'm picking up on strength because that's also fire. And we have Aries element coming in here, which is all about fire. So perhaps some of you have had some deep-seated emotions that kind of come up and abruptly, and you may be surprised on how your emotions may feel, but I sense that it's a good thing because it's all coming to the forefront here. Okay, some of these emotions that are coming up for you are meant for you to handle with care, just like a package that has something important in it that's breakable. You too must be handled with care. And I think that's why you have self-love as one of your key themes, because this isn't the month to allow rigidity to take over. It's not a month to try to suppress or, stay in a box or stay confined. Isn't that your card here as well? Sustainer. Yeah. It feels, and there's the box, right? It feels like this isn't the month to like hold something together. This is the month where things are shaken up for the highest good here, for your highest timeline. All right. So anything else for health? If you have suffered from maybe depression or anxiety, or a broken heart, I do feel like this is something that is healing. It is something you are working through at this time, and you may even be taking some new creative approaches into what self-love and self-care look like for you. And you could be reaching out to others, a therapist, a coach, a mentor, a friend, a family member, or someone who has a similar or shared journey. All right. Now, when it comes to the Emperor as your first card out here, Scorpio, like I said, a lot of signs have been getting this because it has to do with authority. It is Aries energy, which also can be discipline and structures and stabilities. And what is controlled versus uncontrolled? Like, is it within our control? Is it something external? Do we feel like we are hanging on to things that are outside of our control? And I also see you reconfiguring your life and maybe setting up some new structures or new routines that help you feel more vitality, that help you feel more alive. And overall, I feel like that's what March is all about. I mean, yes, there is a cosmic mashup in the planets this month, but there's also some really positive things coming from this March energy. And this is ultimately a new beginning for you to step into your purpose, into your passion, and really allow yourself to focus on your confidence and moving forward in matters of the heart. That means relationships as well as your creative projects and your career, things that are meaningful to you, Scorpio, things that are impactful to your life. Because right next to the Emperor, you have the Nine of Cups. This is a feeling of a wish. There's a wish here being granted. This is also a very calm, very serene energy where you may be feeling content and feeling good with life. Or this is the month for you to really reflect, right? Reflect on whatever areas are dissatisfied or wherever you feel restless, and shake up the status quo. And that was another message that came through in Libran's reading as well, is changing up how things have always been done, because I feel like you are breaking breaking some sort of tradition, or you're breaking out of some sort of disciplined structure in order for you to manifest a wish that you've had for quite some time. For those of you that have had any issues around father or divine masculine, I feel like that is being addressed in the month of March, because you also have here the 5 of Cups and the 7 of Wands. Now, the 7 of Wands can be a closed off energy. It can be boundaries, accusations, walking on eggshells, or even a sense of maybe stubbornness. You feel like you're about to go over the edge because there's energy coming in at all, at all twists and turns here. And the 5 of Cups is a turning point. It's a turning point where past pain recedes and there's a new sense of hope emerging. Why? Because there's a new level of confidence here. And there may even be some new emotional tools that you have that you've been training and learning. Maybe this is how to quiet the mind through meditation. It could be journaling. Perhaps you've been doing therapy work. I feel like you're taking what you've learned in the past through your works, your shadow work, your inner child healing, maybe working through some grief or disappointments. And this is the month where you get to see that growth at play. You get to see that it wasn't for nothing here, that you can live and lead a more peaceful, more abundant, more happy life. And I'm kidding, Bob Marley's song, Every Little Thing is Gonna Be All Right. So it may even feel like this is the month where, yes, there's a lot going on, but it's like you're in the eye of the tornado where you're saying, wait a second. Yes, there are certain things that are out of my control, but what I can control is my own inner peace. And that's you fully embodying your personal power, not letting anybody take that from you. Now, towards the end of the month, we have the 6 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Because the 7 of Wands tells me that you're defending yourself. You're standing up for your beliefs. You are meeting a challenge and maybe giving it a wink. And you're saying, I understand that there are certain things that may have been difficult, may have been challenging, but I know that the law of attraction is a thing. I know that my thoughts, my words, my beliefs create my reality. And by you knowing this, I feel like you are retraining and reverting back to a sense of that abundant mindset. Like I said, the mind is like a muscle. We have to condition it daily. And you're starting to see the muscular reflexes taking over. Something you've been conditioning are taking over. Some of you are seeing muscles in your body, or maybe you're using some new muscles as well, but that inspires you. You say, hey, I forgot that this was even a muscle that I had, but I'm going to continue working it out. And the 6 of Pentacles is reciprocity. You see there that there's an even exchange happening, and this is in the upright position. So this is a month for you to take a look at even exchanges in your life when it comes to relationships, when it comes to how you are being compensated, when it comes to the time and love and energy that you give towards yourself. Are you investing in things that are paying off? And I feel like you are focusing on your self-care and self-love. And you may even be spending a little bit of money on either products or routines or educational material or something that does feel like it's going to, give back in some way. Queen of Cups is also someone, she is you here for those of you Scorpios out there who are deep, intuitive, sensitive healers yourself, right? This is someone who fosters genuine connections, and there are some genuine connections that are being addressed. Are they genuine? Are they one-sided? Or are we both getting something out of this? And I feel like you are a lover, but you're not going to be taken advantage of. And that's why the 7 of Wands comes in here, because you have been taken advantage of in the past, or you've been through a deep loss, and maybe someone has taken advantage of you while you were undergoing a 5 of Cups, while you were going through some sort of disappointment. But I feel like now you've regained your sense of power, and you are going to build something that is based on, emotional love here. If this is a relationship, there's definitely some strong emotions coming in. For those of you, if this is your creative projects, I feel like your heart is all in here. And the Queen of Cups, she's very empathic. And there's a message here of making sure that you're filling your own cup first. Some of you may even be recovering people pleasers. If you've tended to give so much, I feel like once that line has been drawn in the sand, there's no coming back from for you at times. You give and give and give where it leaves you exhausted, and then you may feel bitter or you may feel resentments build up. But you're rebalancing that out here in March. Now let's look at your career, your finances, your money, your abundance. We do have the caution tape here. Use caution when making financial decisions because we do have the Five of Cups here. So it may even be that there's been a loss, maybe even a bereavement. There may have been a loss of a job, but it feels like you are working on not overspending on your wants, right? Instead of needs. It feels like you're trying to balance up your finances so you can get to a place where you can spend more on your wants. This is about you finding ways to bring in additional income, okay? Or for some of you to bring in money doing what you love and to get paid doing it as well. You're strategizing at this time. The chess is a slow, methodical energy where we do not rush, not in the game of chess. This is not checkers. And I feel like you are strategizing and you're looking at long-term, wise spending. You may even be looking into like S&P 500, 401k plans. You're looking into long-term growth. You may even be seeing how something could be like a calculator, a spending calculator, or like a loan calculator here. It feels like you're looking at averages or you're looking at, how to move forward as a leader, because I feel like you are being called to either take the control, take the lead here. Some of you could even have military in your background or live near a military base, or there could be some strong, authority energies that come in here that do impact you in some way. But I feel like you're not rushing into anything because you have the life purpose here. Life purpose, you're hitting some sort of bullseye, and that's what the Nine of Cups is about, right? The 9 is the 2025 energy. We're in a 9 year, and it says you will have new ideas and inspirations that will guide you towards your divine calling. What is meant for you will not leave you as long as you continue to move forward. Ask for what you need and things will align for you to carry out your dreams and visions. And that's what we see here for you. But the Emperor is action oriented, right? He is the go-getter. He is the one that, follows his vision. And I feel like you may be starting over for some of you, or this is a fresh new perspective. And by doing so, by allowing yourself to pause, reflect, and evaluate things, I feel like you can save more money. You may contribute to your nest egg. This is about having resources. You may even be in the healthcare industry, the insurance industry, or there are new opportunities coming in for you that you are excited. I'm getting like seize the moment, seize the day. You are feeling quite abundant here. You may even pay something off this month. So let's look at, we have paying the bills. Okay, so there's paying some bills. Again, there's a receipt and we have money coming out of the wallet. That's a good sign. I feel like you will have enough to pay the bills. You may even notice that there's a bill that isn't as much as it normally is, or it may be a bill that you've already paid and it's completed, it's done, because you have debt paid. Beautiful. Some of you are working on paying off like a credit card loan or paying off maybe educational debt, or a car loan or a personal loan. It just feels like you are paying it off. And maybe that's why the Emperor is here with the Nine of Cups, because this feels good. You don't have to continue paying. Therefore, you're going to have a little extra savings. And some of you with that extra savings, you might be going out there and purchasing something here, or saving to make a big purchase. Now it's interesting because you have spending and you have overspending coming in here. And on the spending card, it looks like there's a calculator there, and it looks like accounting work or crunching numbers. Maybe some of you are talking to a loan officer, or you're looking at maybe consolidating households or incomes. Maybe someone's the breadwinner. It just feels like you are looking at your spending and asking, is this attainable? Is this affordable? When can I retire? Or, how much do I need to make in order to qualify? It just feels like you're balancing out overspending and what you do spend on. Now, I will tell you here, Scorpio, almost every sign has received this responsibility card. And you can see that this guy, he's carrying some very heavy bricks on his shoulders. Now, be mindful, because remember that Emperor, that can be problems with like the muscles, even the back, the shoulders. So you don't want to bend or carry anything super, super heavy this month. So be mindful of that. But I also feel like this is a month to maybe delegate some responsibilities, or to split some responsibilities up within maybe the family dynamics. If you have even young children, they can participate by putting their toys in a bin. If you have teenagers, if you have adult children living with you, everybody earns their keep. And I feel like responsibilities are getting addressed in a new way. If this is at work, I feel like you may have carried, everything on you, but maybe it's time to bring in new hire, or it's time to address some of these responsibilities, because it could be leaving you overworked or overburdened or even exhausted with that strength energy that I was picking up on. And that's also the back and the spine. So just be mindful of that, because extra added responsibilities emotionally, financially, that can manifest as, a physical dis-ease, also known as disease. So do pay attention to the spine, the torso, the ribs, the back, and practice healthier lifestyle choices and habits. All right, let's take a look here at relationships, partnerships, and collaborations. Oh, okay. Whoa. Well, some of you have gone through it. Some of you have definitely dealt with a loss. You have addictions. Maybe there was a father with this Emperor, or even a mother with this Queen of Cups. Someone may have numbed themselves through addiction. This could have happened very early on in your life, or it's a relationship that you were with someone and it was very disheartening, because I feel like you did have a lot of love for this person. Maybe you were even codependent on them. Maybe you were a young child and that was your only form of, of parental support in some way. Or if this was a relationship, perhaps, there were a lot of struggles with the Seven of Wands, a lot of boundaries crossed here, and that Five of Cups, a lot of loss. Maybe even someone crossed over due to an overdose or an addiction or addictive tendency here. There may have been obsessions, restraints, possession, and control. This can also be the energy of emotional blocks. And I feel if that is you, if you've numbed yourself through, sugar substances or caffeine or, substances or pills, it can be gaming, it can be external validation of some sort. Addictions come in all different shapes and sizes. It's not a one size fits all here. And I feel like that is something you have witnessed in the past, or it may be something that you are witnessing currently. But I feel like there's a balancing coming in with that Six of Pence. Excuse me. We have the Chaser. We have the word codependency coming up again. This is about fear of abandonment. and chasing love, maybe looking for love in all the wrong places based on some sort of dysfunction with the shock card here. This is Aries energy of the Tower, which I've been seeing the Tower in almost all of the readings. I think I mentioned that earlier. So there could be some shocking news that comes up, worldwide or globally, that has to do with maybe the Emperor as well, because the Emperor has been coming up in all of the signs and the Tower. But this is some sort of shocking news. When it comes to love, this is about transformation for you. There's surprises, and eclipse season can certainly bring about some surprises. Some of you have already gone through the shock of a situation, and now you are to the point where you are balancing out your life again after a Tower moment may have occurred, and you've been focusing on self-love and a sense of wholeness. This is about unconditional love, affection, and attraction. It's also selflessness. So we have this beautiful big old LOVE showing up. So for those of you that may be going through a loss or a bereavement, I feel like there's a lessening of pain, right? It's not that pain, will ever fully subside, but I feel like you've accepted something and now you're able to move towards maybe the next phase of your life. I feel like self-love was a big part of maybe a difficult dynamic you went through with someone. And if you are looking for love, I feel like there may be a new place or a new location or a new creative way to meet love instead of maybe the same old, same old. And I do feel like there is attraction here. This could be a month where you are feeling highly attractive, or you are looking at some areas that could use improvement or upkeep or maintenance. And I feel like you're wanting to feel better, look better, and just accept yourself, but also make some choices or changes that help you feel good in your own skin. So I like where this is going with love, Queen of Cups, but you're also not going to offer your cup of love to anyone who's going to take advantage. At least that's what you're telling yourself, right? You don't want to be taken advantage of. And maybe that has put you in a place of singleness or just enjoying your own company for some time. But I feel like you have the ability to meet someone with the Six of Pentacles. Someone that could start off as a friend, right? They could be a good friend of yours at first. They may even be a little bit older or a little bit younger than you. But I feel like it could flourish into a very beautiful partnership, even if it just stays friends. But for those of you that may be looking for love, I do feel like there is a sense of a contentment here. All right. And lastly, we have the Sustainer, and it almost looks like the container, right? The box showing up around it. Let's look here at the Sustainer. What does that mean for you? I'm not going to waste your time, so I'm just going to pause it and find it in the guidebook. All right. The Sustainer is all about the peacemaker, the upholder, the preserver. The Sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existence, works behind the scenes, tending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm and the mouth sweetly fed. The Sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to archive, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role in the divine cycle of life. It's common for the Sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the Sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The Sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. Contemplate what truly sustains you. Make a list. Notice how simple yet powerful those things are and spend some time tending to them. Take note of the difference between maintaining and sustaining. Which action describes your life more accurately? When this is showing up as the light aspect, it's very abundant, it's generous, it's supportive, it is reliable. When it is in the reverse, it's overworked, resentful, trapped, and tired. If you want to go deeper, check out Lakshmi, Vishnu, or Demeter, the sustainer. So this is a powerful energy here, Scorpio. So really take note and ask yourself, are you just maintaining for the sake of maintaining, or is this sustaining you? Which action describes you more accurately? So Scorpio, that is what I have for your monthly overview. If this resonates with you, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you haven't already checked out the Soul Saturday sessions, the new Saturday recordings where I get face-to-face with you all and channel divine messages for you personally as well as globally. I'm also going to be taking questions from those videos and answering some of them in the following Saturday session. So if you haven't already jumped on board, I will link the playlist in the video here. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, Scorpio. Lots of love.